she warned me, if anything happened to me, Mohammed, be sure that Prince Philip and Prince Charles, both of them are responsible. 10 months before she been murdered. Here is the newspaper, one of the most popular newspaper in United Kingdom, Ordinary People newspaper. They are planning an accident in my car so Charles can marry Camilla. And that's now Charles is trying to marry Camilla.
Prince Charles did, of course, marry Camilla, and after a few years, the death of Diana, the sensational allegations by her boyfriend Dodi's father faded from the headlines. Now comes the Princess Diana conspiracy, which makes the sensational claim that Diana was murdered by British special forces on motorbikes masquerading as paparazzi. Alan Powers, the author of the book, he joins us from London in England, while the well-known royal expert Imogen Lloyd-Webber is here in New York. Imogen's going to listen to what Alan has to say and then give us the rebuttal. So, Alan, you first. Was Diana pregnant with Dodi's baby at the time of her demise in the accident?
Yes, she was, definitely.
And how do you know?
Proof.
We have a little delay. I'm sorry. How do you know that?
Right. Evidence was available before the inquest came along from a Dr. Dion, who is a French radiologist, that she's seen a fetus in Diana's womb this after the crash had taken place. She stated this quite clearly. Then she went off to the United States, a professor in San Francisco. And she made to get that evidence quite some time before. So we know for a fact that there was a fetus in the womb, and also another lady called Justina Gellin, who was a nurse at the Salpêtrière Hospital, and she was from Guadeloupe or Martinique. She also saw a fetus, and she gave evidence also.
Okay, Alan, stop there. Alan Power, stop there. The author of the Princess Diana conspiracy, Imogen. Princess Diana was pregnant, says the author.
No, she wasn't. There were 3 separate exhaustive investigations into Diana's death, one in France, 2 in the UK. The ones in the UK cost the taxpayer around $20 million. Diana absolutely was not pregnant. We have these conspiracy theories every August. Diana on many levels was our JFK, our Marilyn. These conspiracy theories come up near the anniversary of her death on the 31st of August, and they are just that, conspiracy theories.
Okay, Alan, point 2. Wasn't the driver of Diana's vehicle, Henri Paul, wasn't he drunk? And wasn't this a drunk driving, a tragic accident?
No, he wasn't drunk. When the police gave their comments after the crash that Henri Paul was drunk, and one newspaper said he was drunk as a pig, later it was proven that the police didn't have any evidence about his blood levels at all when they gave that out to the world. They didn't know he was drunk at all. They did so. They stated that to try and make clear to everybody that it was the driver, it was the paparazzi, etc., and try and shift the idea away from it being an assassination, which it was.
All 3 separate inquiries absolutely concluded that Henri Paul, the driver, was drunk and that he was speeding. You also have to ask, what would be the motivation of killing Diana? Really, what would be the motivation of Prince Charles?
To prevent a Muslim from marrying the mother of the future king?
That would have been great news for Charles, because at that moment he was trying to get Camilla accepted by the public. Camilla, that September, was due to do a great big charity function for osteoporosis. And it's Charles and Camilla back for years. Why would he do that to the mother of his children? Absolutely not. It's crazy.
Alan, in the book, the central source of the conspiracy is the estranged parents-in-law, the special forces person who is getting a divorce under the most acrimonious circumstance. Do you consider that a reliable source? The parents-in-law.
Yes, that's quite separate from the book. I mean, the book's I've been writing it for years, so thousands of hours of research gone into it. That was a pure and amazing coincidence that Witness N, the SAS guy, gave evidence just about 10 days ago, before the book's due to be released. That is quite remarkable, but that's just maybe someone above looking down on justice coming out. Nothing to do with this, but it just happened to mirror exactly what I'm saying in the book.
And Imogen, you have his thesis and brought up in these divorce papers that the SAS were on the motorcycles, not the paparazzi, and they shined a laser beam in Henri Paul's eyes and made him crash.
Erratic witness, it is just hearsay. It is a shame. We cannot let Diana rest in peace and perhaps be busy donating for those charities that Prince Harry is at the forefront of in her memory. He was recently in Angola for landmines. Perhaps we should be focusing on donating to that rather than buying into conspiracy theories.
You've been, on a happier note, you've been covering the royal baby this week, the first photos. They seem a perfect couple.
They are, and that's very much Diana's legacy. She's all about making the monarchy more approachable and accessible, and those photos were absolutely that. So all that wonderful news, we should be focusing on Diana's first grandchild.
And your reaction to that, Alan?
Well, I think that we have to look at the facts, and there's so much evidence in this book. All that you've just heard now is going to be pushed very way under the table. I happen to support William and Kate, and I wish them all the very best in the world. This is not an issue about attacking even necessarily the monarchy per se. It's about getting justice for Diana. But I would like to add a few points here to just clarify.
Just
First
quickly,
of all, the
quickly.
judge, Lord Scott Baker said that there was political intervention to prevent the paparazzi from going to court. That would be able to prove that if they persuaded the court they weren't first to the tunnel, then that would have been murder with a guarantee. There was diplomatic requirement to have
Publishes
Diana
next
involved.
week. Alan, I've got to cut you off. I'm so sorry. The Princess Diana Conspiracy published next week. Okay, don't go away. We'll be back after this.